Hi, hey, and g'day. Welcome on in. Starfield is coming out in September, 6th of the 9th if you get the normal version, or the 1st of the 9th if you get any version with early access. They recently released a 45-minute deep dive, and in this video, we are going to take a look at everything. We're going to pause it, we're going to break it down, we're going to theorize, opinion, we're going to suss it out and focus on some of the bits I like as well. So hopefully you stick around and feel free to pop any questions you have in the comments. I'd love to be able to answer them. Let's get started. One. Starfield!
Hey everyone,
Hey,
thank you
Todd.
so much for joining us today and welcome
Happy to be here.
Bethesda Game Studios. You know, we've been so lucky over the decades to make the kind of games that we love here, and that's thanks to all of you. From the Elder Scrolls to Fallout, we love creating these worlds and playing in them just as much as you do. And throughout
I love the look of their offices. Like, if you have a look at it, it's like super open plan with like loads of gaming paraphernalia from the games they've created. I think that's so cool.
all that time, we'd often talk about and dream up the space game. What if we could take that feeling?
Like, you look at this room, it's like an office here, but you see like all the glass walls from office to office, and then they're presenting to one another and reviewing and assessing the space game.
Of being who you want to be and exploring a new world, but set it in space,
Oh.
where you weren't really limited in where you could go or what you could do. And that is Starfield. Obviously, we've come a long way since then.
Look at all those cool
with the
games.
games we've built, our technology, and all of us here in the studio.
Like, the fact that they have a power armored dude just in the lobby is amazing. I love it.
We've done so much together, but, well, we've never tried to make a game like this. Today, you'll get to hear from many on the team and see so much of what we think makes our game special. So let's jump in and take a look.
I'm so excited. I've watched this several times, so I know what's coming. I'm so excited for this game. I'm so hyped, and been watching some of the other interviews outside of this as well. You know, where it's capped at 30 FPS on console. It's not capped on PC. They're partnering with AMD, so AMD machines get better performance, I presume, over NVIDIA machines. There's a lot going on. A lot of people are saying, oh, 1,000 planets with only 10% having life, meaning 100 planets. 100 planets is insane to have so much life on. Like, you look at how many planets are in our real galaxy, and it's nowhere near as comparable.
Starfield is our first new universe in over 25 years.
Like, just look at that. That is just absolutely stunning, and that is in-game footage, and it looks that good. Oh, just, it's like a breath of calm seeing it. I cannot wait.
But it's still a Bethesda RPG through and through.
Good.
Where you step into a new world and you get that feeling of unlimited possibilities. But this time, it's not just one world.
Like, look at the sweeping landscape ahead of you. And like the mountain ranges in the distance and the planet over the range. Like, it just looks so good. Oh.
It's over 1,000 worlds. Because the choice...
Oh, okay. But can you see this? Can you see that? What do you reckon that is? Do you think it's like a statue or an alien? Like, what could that possibly be? I'm looking forward to hopefully finding out myself. It's on Algorab 3B as well, if you want to try and find that one.
Of where to go, it's not ours, it's yours. And it wasn't until now that we had the technology to create it. From the rocks at your feet, to the mountains in the distance, to the people and creatures that live in these worlds. That isn't just a backdrop. That moon is actually there orbiting the planet. Yes, you can visit it too. We realistically simulate the galaxy around you. Our next-generation lighting model uses real-time global illumination to light the world based on the type of star and the makeup of the planet's atmosphere.
Which is just absolutely insane if you think about it.
We also have an all-new animation system. And of course, you can play it in third person.
I will absolutely be playing this entire game in third person. I am very much a third person kind of person. But the combat in first person does look really good.
And you can play it in first person. We love exploration and rewarding it.
Same. I love exploration as well, Todd. But you'll notice that there's fauna, flora, and resources. So 4 fauna, 3 flora, and 8 resources. You'll notice you've got your weapons down the bottom right there with 100 of 100 ammunition. You've got structure. It's highlighting. I like the HUD. It's clean. It's simple. It tells us everything we need to know.
But you do explore differently in this game, given its scale. That usually involves exploring an area you've landed in. You can collect resources.
So this is like mining. You've got your mining gun, which is what's being depleted by ammunition right now. You can see that it's got like a battery bar across it. That just looks so good. Like, look at the wear and tear on the mining laser as well. You can see the missing like paint, and it looks like it's been rubbed off there as well. Like, it's just those small details that make this look like a real lived-in universe.
Do a mission, and maybe even stumble upon something unexpected.
So this is where first person is going to look really, really good in combat. I like that the weapon is centered. The snap was really clean. Yeah, let's see more of it. I like that you were able to transition between third person and first person mid-combat as well, so you can change up the style to suit what you want. Also over there, just up here, you've got the ballistics, kill 20 enemies with a ballistic weapon, which speaks to the ranks and what you need to do to level up your ranks. I like the experience bar right in the middle. It's clean, it's easy. So there you can loot them. You know, ammunition cartridges, what looks like drugs, a quick brief over them called Spacer.
We do love stuff and all of the items allowing you to pick everything up.
Like there's like Terror Brew, which is like coffee there. There's like a level, there's like a multi-level up there. You've got what, currency, which is the green and gold. You've got meal kit. Like I love how detailed everything is there on top of that box.
And you can view all that in your data menu. This is the hub for everything.
This hub, to me, is really nice. I do hope that you are able to change the size of the text. I do know that some people have been talking about accessibility, and I hope that that's one of the features that is in-game. You can see that this character is named Howard. It's level 11. You can see the health bar. They're kind of like in the mid-right. You've got your certifications, your weapons, your location, macro and micro level, which is pretty cool.
Thing you're doing, from your skills to your ship, your missions, and your inventory. We love to pack a ton of detail.
There's so many guns in here. Then, because everything's customizable, all the guns, all the ammunition, all the armor, all the ships, the outposts, everything. It's so exciting. So this one's weapons, advanced Grendel, 17 damage. The cutter does 4, the mag she does 13. The modified calibrated Razorback does 109 damage. Like, that is miles above everything else displayed here.
Detail in every object, from all of your weapons to spacesuits.
So you can see there's 4 spacesuits here: Constellation, Explorer, Mercenary, and Navigator. So at the top right there, you see it says spacesuits and DR. I presume DR means damage reduction. And over on the right there, you can see that it's got its properties. So physical damage reduction, energy damage reduction, I guess electromagnetic damage reduction, thermal, airborne, corrosive radiation, how much it weighs, how much it's worth.
to food. We just obsess.
So you can see more here. They've all got weights. They all have unique names. For example, the Patty Melt restores 15 health. Oh, that's pretty cool. Has a lot of value too. 295 credits.
Over the details and food. We obsess over food.
We all obsess over food.
When you're done exploring, you can walk back or fast travel to your ship.
I love fast travel. I love fast travel. I love knowing that fast travel is in this game. I'm so happy with that already. One of the first things I'm going to do is just explore absolutely everything in the whole wide galaxy so that I can fast travel everywhere.
We have companions and crew you can take with you. I left Vasco here back at my ship.
Welcome back, Captain Howard.
I hope it says my name. Like, I want him to say, "Welcome back, Captain Logan."
And he can even say your name. Let's head out.
So far, I'm getting real, like, love letter vibes to sci-fi of the 80s. Or, like, this feels like a game of passion and from the heart that is literally a love letter to sci-fi from the 70s and 80s of old. Like, the dream, you know, like the hope for the future.
Our mission was to convey the wonder and majesty of space exploration, to evoke the romance of the golden age of early spaceflight. And we've been referring to this approach as NASA Punk.
Which is such a fantastic combination. Also, the name on this ship, the Stellaris, if any of you have played it, Stellaris is an amazing game as well. It's a 4X game. It's a sci-fi sort of 4X version of Civilizations. Stellaris, I love it. I hope that's a nod to the game.
This means a design language where the tech is advanced, yet still looks grounded.
Oh, it looks so cool.
For us, it's that contrast. That's where the visual interest is. Obviously, the NASA.
So like, he's got like a Vasco statue on his desk. He's got one of those glass laser etch things with the Bethesda Game Studios logo in it. Just look at his table and like how clean and aesthetic that is with the art on it as well. I love it.
Which is the rigid, hard function over style. And then Punk, which is all about style.
Yeah.
You can see that.
So like, look at this cockpit as well. I love this cockpit. It's so clean. It's not cluttered at all. It looks so real.
Visual style coming through in your ship. Your ship is your home.
And then obviously you've got your co-pilots on the left and right, or your crew who will help man the ship. Like, you can see the NASA inspiration, you can see the practicality, you can see the utility in almost everything.
For you and your crew. And like many of the spaces in our game, it has a slightly retro and analog touch.
Retro and analog, yeah, but like, it's still sci-fi, it's still futuristic, whilst being grounded in present, even past, like styling and aesthetics.
A bit of lo-fi rather than sci-fi.
Yeah.
Where everything is well used.
Okay, I love here though that we can see the patches. So you've got the stickers over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you can actually buy those. I think at least 4 of them from the Bethesda game store. But these here are really, really cool. They're Vasco, but it looks like Vasco is traveling around the galaxy taking like selfies. And then over here, we've got documents and notes about the alien artifacts. We've got a cap, rocket, status tides. That's all of us. That's so relatable.
Worn and
Don't use. We've got a space rock.
lived in.
What's this one? Lunar Robotics. The sandwich. Ooh, we've got recipes over there. Okay, so what do we got? White bread, lettuce, cheese, multi-meat, missing chunks. Okay. Wash your hands before starting work. Like, it's those little things. It's those little details, like the paint imperfections in the bench, the wear from the levers and the knobs across the boxes. It all just makes it so much more real. It's not pristine. It's not perfect, you know?
Alrighty. What's the plan, Captain?
So you can see the planet up here. You've got everything going on with it as well. So the type, the gravity, whether it's a hot, cold, medium, I presume, planet, atmosphere, magnetosphere, fauna, flora, water, and resources with some traits which are left as questions, which I think is really cool. I wonder what they'll be.
Is your star map. It starts with the planet you're currently on. You can see all of its info and resources. You can choose a landing spot or fast travel to known locations.
So when you can choose a landing spot, I wonder if that means I could literally land anywhere on that planet. Because earlier we saw Todd was going back to his ship, which appeared to be in the middle of a field in the middle of nowhere. But you can also see here on this planet that there are two major places which he's referencing as fast travel points. So perhaps they're locations that he's discovered earlier, but you can land your ship anywhere and or at fast travel locations.
Backing out further, you can view all the planets in the system. Obviously, the game is big, and it's here you can see planets that have key locations, missions, or life on them, versus the many planets that are barren but resource heavy.
So this is, again, the many planets that are barren but resource heavy. So he stated earlier there's going to be over 1,000 planets. And in interviews, Todd has said that about 10% of the 1,000 plus planets will have life on them. So approximately 100 planets will have life and approximately 900 planets will be barren but resource rich. I'm really looking forward to exploring the barren planets, to be honest, to like, I don't know, experience that eerie silence and that quietness of those planets. And to see what else is there. Like maybe there's hidden cultures and civilizations that aren't necessarily bioorganic, but maybe they're robotic.
Zoom out even further to see all the systems in this part of the galaxy. Here you can plot a course to ones that are light years away. This uses your ship's grav drive to...
I like that. So if we look over there, the faction data, so you're traveling to this system, it's a Freestar Collective system. The travel data, how many jumps you need to make, the distance, the time, how much cargo space you have in your ship and what you're carrying, and how much of your fuel it's going to consume. I like that sort of information.
To fold space and jump to these systems. And you will need to upgrade your ship and skills if you want to jump to the most distant.
So that shows us how it can't make the jump because it's a forward jump system. So as you can see, you've got the white line here, which will take you to the first system, which is up and off the screen. Then the second system is Crix, the third is Lunara, and the fourth is whatever system that is. I think it's Linnaeus 2? Yeah. It's a 20 light year jump, range, distance of almost 74 light years. But you can see the fuel consumption exceeds how much fuel you can carry.
But for now, we'll plot a course to the Alpha Centauri system, where we can find the city of New Atlantis.
Yeah, 3 jumps. This looks so good. I love this. And like the jump sequence activation, you've got your hull here, which I presume is like your shield integrity, your health as well. You've got a couple of buttons down here that are just so interesting and like trying to find what's going on. So for example, if I just do this real quick, you can see down here, this one actually says Capcom. So I think that's Capsule Communications, but then there's one just here. This one is called Rage Quit, and I'm wondering what reference that is, or if it's just recognition that sometimes gamers get a little bit heated in the moment. This looks so good. So you were in the cockpit and now you're out of the cockpit. So it's like you've got first person and third person for the ship as well.
As soon as you land in a city like New Atlantis, your eyes are guided upwards to just these boundless, vast buildings.
It's the biggest city we've ever made. Not just in size, but also in the amount of custom art, crowds, and quests.
So the main focus when we're designing a city is obviously what supports the story. We try and tell as many small stories as possible.
This is a colony war.
So it's a colony war memorial. I'm wondering if we'll ever get to learn about the people's names who are etched in that memorial on the ground there. So like, what have we got? We've got like Clara Struthers, Bongcha Song, Francesca Abbott. Like, I wonder if those names are going to have any meaning in the future.
Memorial.
It's a few moments of gameplay that make the space feel like it's full of real characters that are going about their day-to-day lives.
It's paralyzing if you really stop and think about it.
Buddy, it's coffee.
It's also where your adventure with Constellation begins.
Welcome to Constellation. We have a lot to talk about.
By the time you meet them, Constellation is sort of seen.
So we do have a lot to talk about because in interviews outside of this deep dive, Todd Howard confirmed you are only able to romance your companions, and that's 4 of them, and that's from the immediate Constellation group.
As this mythical group, most people don't even know they exist anymore. They're the last true explorers in the galaxy, and they're trying to find the answers to some of humanity's biggest questions.
The artifacts are so different, so alien.
I'm very, very excited for the artifacts. It's my presumption that this is the main story questline, the MSQ.
And I'm certain one of them reached out and spoke to you. The artifact, if you could place it on the table here.
Oh my god, look at how it's coming together.
That means there's a set built by an intelligence outside the settled systems.
It's definitely an eclectic cast of characters. You've got Sarah Morgan, the ex-soldier and adventurer, now Constellation's leader. Mateo, the theologian who believes that there's definitely something else out there. Noel, the gifted scientist and Sarah Morgan's protege. And Walter, a very successful businessman in the settled systems and Constellation's financier.
So based on that, right, that's the introduction of the first 4. We've got the 2 women and the 2 men. I'm wondering if that's the 4 companions that you are able to romance?
Anything goes as long as you have the money.
There's also Vlad, the ex-pirate, Sam Coe, the former space cowboy, and Barrett.
You know what I hate about these pirates? Completely resistant to my otherwise irresistible charm.
The journey you take with Constellation is just the first of many you'll embark on.
Like, look at that. The alien artifact is fascinating, and it leads me to believe that there's going to be multiple encounters with extraterrestrial life on these planets, and not just the life-filled ones, but also the barren planets.
The settled systems is home to all kinds of different stories, people, and adventures for you to uncover.
This animal is as happy as I am whenever I look at Starfield. I wonder if that's the big bad. Like, I wonder how bad of a badass that monster was.
The United Colonies is where you'll find New Atlantis, the first major human settlement in space. The people who live here value law, discipline, and the legacy of humanity. They consider themselves the true children of Earth.
You ever think of joining up with the Vanguard? Help the United Colonies, even get your UC citizenship?
New Atlantis isn't the only city within the United Colonies. The city of Sidonia on Mars to this.
So, like, already I'm getting major... There's a sci-fi show, I forget the name of it, where there's Earth, there's Mars, there's the Belt, Beltalorda. I forget the name of it, but this is giving me those sorts of vibes as well.
Day serves as the largest mining facility for the United Colonies.
It's 11 hours without incident. I hope we get to see that in-game change.
Beyond the United Colonies' reach, you might find yourself in a much more wild and independent coalition of star systems. This is Freestar Collective Space. The capital of the Freestar Collective is Aquila City.
The Stone Root Inn is...
So like you look at the skeleton at the top there across the banner, like barrier, like that's fascinating. I wonder if that's an alien we have to fight. And then instead of like a, you know, ye old school double barrel shotgun atop the bar, there's like a new age laser, I presume, shotgun, security cameras in the top right. Like they've really, I feel, blended futuristic sci-fi with ye old really, really well in this space to make it a unique, still country western, but sci-fi. Like
is an Aquila City fixture.
Firefly, like Firefly.
A ranger relies on judgment and intuition to do what's best for the people.
Neon started out as a fishing platform, but is now known throughout the...
Like, tell me this doesn't feel like cyberpunk vibes. I'm really looking forward to coming to Neon. You've got Sighart's Outfitters, you've got the Volt Hotel, Reliant Medical.
The settled systems as a pleasure city where almost anything goes.
If you've got morality issues, this definitely isn't the job for you.
Yeah, because that looks pleasurable.
Ryujin is hiring the best and brightest of today for our future tomorrow.
Everyone has been chewed up and ground up by Neon. Try not to get yourself killed, all right?
So, like, even look at the art there on the wall. Like, that's so... I don't know if that's like an original asset or whether that's an artist that they found out in the wild and paid them and put that art in the game. But that art looks really, really cool. Like how it transitions from the white to light blue through purples into the oranges with the black art across it. And then you've got, but like, there's a literal board game on the bench just up here called Solar Frontiers. Like, everything matters. Like, even look at the cement wall opposite the bed there with the like fracture across it. You can see where the cement was placed on top of the lower cement panel. It all just looks real.
Outside the bounds of civilized space, there are still plenty of unclaimed systems to explore, but these areas are also home to the most hostile factions in the galaxy.
The great serpent hungers. All heathens shall be made dust in time.
A new face. Is this the face of a brave runner here to challenge the
Red Mile Run is spray painted everywhere. People are sitting at consoles. What's on the consoles? Looks like they're choosing. It looks like they can watch.
Red Mile?
They think that
This place is one I'm really excited to get to. This is very much my vibe.
galaxy is theirs. They
I love how that said sucks. That you say sucks.
are wrong. It belongs to the Crimson Fleet. It always has.
In Starfield, we're pushing our cities and settlements further than we ever have before. It's all there, waiting for you. A slice of humanity's future.
It all looks so good.
So, ready to get out there?
Throughout the galaxy, there are so many things to see and stories to experience. But the most important story is the one that you tell. I'm the type of person who spends hours
I want to know what's in those glass cabinets.
in character creation, and I think people are going to be really excited when they see all of the improvements we've made.
One of the biggest overhauls was done through our character generation system.
We scanned a wide range of faces from different age groups and ethnicities, and by mixing and matching all that data, we were able to create highly detailed and diverse characters.
We use that exact system to create all of the characters and NPCs you're going to see in the game. So any character you see almost always is a character you could make yourself.
Which I think is just one of the coolest fucking features. Like, honestly.
Hey, come on, come on. Okay, take it easy. You were out cold. No physical damage. Mentally, the jury's still out. You know
But also she's carrying like a mega chunk of the alien artifact.
who you are? New recruit for Argos Extractors? Ring any bells? Any of this look familiar?
I love the UI it's so clean and simple. So ID, body, face, background, traits, right? And traits and background are just the most exciting shit to me.
You start your character creation journey as though you're cycling through employee records. You'll pick from a lineup of 40 presets, and that'll be your starting point. Your journey from there can be as detailed or as quick as you want it to be.
So that might be one of my favorite things. You can change your walk style? Like, they give you 2 different walk styles? I love it.
This new system has more to offer than ever before.
It's also the simplest character generation system we've ever had. We let the player get as close as possible to make whatever they want. With the various facial morphs you can blend together, the dermesthetic and makeup, blemishes, scars, piercings, teeth settings, it's a lot. But I think it's the most fun to use.
I'm definitely going to be trying to make myself in the game. Like 100%. Day one when this comes out, I'm going to be trying to make myself.
Character creation is more than just how you look. This is also where you start to decide who you want to be. That's where backgrounds come in.
I love this. So there's so many backgrounds. Like you look over there, what's there? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. There's like 16 at least. Lasers, astrodynamics, surveying. You know, personal laser weapons are in widespread use, and specialized training can greatly increase their effectiveness. Like I love that you can make this character you and what you want to do. And there's so many options. I would be surprised if any one character is the same, you know?
Backgrounds give you a bit of backstory and start you out with 3 basic skills.
From chef to Dusty. You know, the crew still has a betting pool about which restaurant critic you must have crossed to wind up here.
What's great about backgrounds is you never know when yours is going to come in handy. You could be in the middle of a fancy restaurant talking to some guy, and suddenly you learn he needs a beast hunter to help track.
Beast hunter, I'll do it, but given my skill set, I'm with twice the usual rate. I'll track down the beast and bring back your beans. Sorry I can't help you. Where would I find this predator? Like, I love that there's literally 5 dialogue options as well, just for like a potential side quest to go and hunt down beasts.
Down a monster.
Fine. I probably should stick to professionals anyway, given what happened the last time.
We're also giving you the option to customize your build even further by letting you pick up to 3 traits. Traits are completely
optional. But like, there's some really neat ones. So there's like multiple factions in this game, and you can pick traits that align with those factions. Like even reading this one, Enlightened. You grew up as a member of the Enlightened. You gain access to a special chest full of items in the House of the Enlightened in New Atlantis, but lose access to the Sanctum Universum chest. Cannot be combined with any other religion trait.
Optional, and they come with their own advantages and disadvantages. You could choose to meet your biggest fan.
Is it really, really you?
So you'll notice with the adoring fan as well, over at the top right there, he actually comes with his own sort of ranks and skills.
He'll join your crew, and he'll give you gifts if you're willing to put up with his constant commentary.
I can't believe I get to stand near you, breathing the same air. I've got to have every molecule.
He did that so well. It gets so freaking creepy.
My favorite trait is kid stuff. You have to pay some credits to support your parents, but they're very sweet, and it's really fun to go visit them.
Honey, we got ourselves a visitor.
Oh my god!
I came across some hostile zealots in space, but because I had chosen a trait that made me the same religion as them,
Serpent's Embrace, we can distract them with the litany of the faith. I will give you a passage to recite. So we need to get that beacon without being attacked. I'm opening fire. These zealots are a threat to the whole system. Okay, alright.
was able to get by without any issues.
Ah.
There's another great one that gives you a damage buff when your health is low, but mercenaries will randomly show up and try to kill you.
I'm so tempted to get that one. That'd really get the heart racing.
No matter what you choose, there will be plenty of ways for you to tell your story. And if you want to remove a trait, there are ways to do that too.
What a view! It's a feast for the eyes. Off we go to another adventure.
We'll let you discover that on your own.
So that was character creation, and it looks so in depth with all the backgrounds, with all the traits, with being able to remove the traits. I'm really, really looking forward to it. I know I'm going to spend so long trying to make a character that looks exactly like me, but I'll probably also do at least another playthrough where I try and make a character that is as opposite to me as possible with completely different traits and backgrounds. What do you think? What do you want to do when you dive into this character creator? Oh, pride flag. Can we just take a second to appreciate this art? Like, this talented human being right here drew that. Like, it looks phenomenal. Reaching up to, like, the alien construct. That looks so amazing. I wish they would release, like, a hardcover art book. Not a digital, a hard one, like a coffee table, thick, chunky art book. I would buy that.
Once you've built the perfect character, that's when your journey can really begin. We took what we loved about skills and perks from our previous games and put them together to create an all-new skill system. Each time you level up, you get a skill point, which can be used to unlock or rank up skills.
I'm really looking forward to this. So you've got physical, social, combat, science, and tech. So it looks like there's so many skills, and each skill has a rank as well. So you can see right there, rank 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm assuming every single skill has at least 4 ranks. It looks like it's got a lot of possibilities, a lot of customization.
Ranks are unlocked by completing challenges associated with that skill. Challenges become increasingly difficult as you work your way to higher ranks. With our 5 different skill trees and 4 ranks per skill, there's a lot to choose from.
So each one of those there had at least 15 skills with at least 4 ranks in each skill. So 15 times 4 straight off the bat. Well, 4, so you go 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, and then you go 40, and then you get like, so 60 per tree, so 5, 300. There's like over 300 possible, you know, rank plus skill, if that makes sense.
I like the Xenosociology skill because it lets you mind control aliens.
Boost pack out of the gate. I'm boost packing everywhere.
I like maxing out my physical tree so I can get neuro strikes and just punch my way through combat.
That's the way that body is flying away in the screen.
That one's a lot of fun.
Invest in the skills that suit your playstyle.
I'm very much a stealth player. So, I'm out there pickpocketing everyone. My favorite part about being stealthy is slowly creeping through vents like you're in a movie and then jumping out and springing on people.
So yes, stealth players, there is a way to play this game for you.
Whenever possible, I like to talk my way through situations.
This area's off limits.
Diplomats, that's got you covered. I know you'd like to help me if you could. I know you have to keep some people out. I admire someone who respects rules. How about a few credits that change anything? I've got a narrow window here, okay? Time's wasting. So it looks like maybe the pluses are the level of difficulty or the chance of that, you know, choice of dialogue succeeding.
Fine, I'll issue you an access card.
I'm more of a run and gun player. I like doing the death from above thing where I boost pack over guys and I throw landmines at them.
That's wild.
I like blowing stuff up.
Like, just look at the environment, even. That looks amazing, and it all looks really clean. It's all fully rendered by the look of that. All while combat is occurring. All while explosions are going on. And this person was a crack shot, by the way.
Exploration is a key aspect of all our games. In Starfield, there are full star systems with new life, resources, and adventures. Our team worked hard to strike a balance between fun and realism. We studied data from NASA and a multitude of other sources to help us make the world feel believable. From the way we approached planetary atmospheres to the way we placed biomes based on the planet's distance from the sun.
I already, like, even that last planet and this one, the stark contrast between the two speaks multitudes to me. Like, the ability to be able to make both of those together in the one game.
Once we had created a grounded world, we could start looking at all the things that make that world fun. When you leave a planet and head into space, you'll be navigating asteroid fields, having chance meetings with interesting strangers, dogfighting in space, and exploring derelict ships.
I was just even looking at, like, the cockpit, but then, like, it flicked to the afterburners way too quickly.
It's all out there. Ultimately, it's about rewarding your curiosity, because whether it's on the
Like, look at that. That just looks so amazing. Is that an outpost in the background as well?
surface of a planet, the alleys of a city, or the vastness of space, you never know what you'll find.
Ships.
Space exploration is possible thanks to your ship.
I like already, even in that little they showed like 5 different ships, and then straight away we're into like another ship designing thing. Like, I get the impression that Starfield is your game. I'm not sure of any other game that you've had so much control over, so much input into, to really make these characters uniquely yours, to make your ship uniquely yours. And I'm really looking forward to it.
Your ship is almost like having another character or home you can make all your own. I think you'll be blown.
Like, he touches on it right there. It's another you, basically. And I love that you've got the scale of the person next to the ship there, and that you've got like this bulbous thing. Like, they don't always have to be super aesthetic, so long as they're practical, you know? And that one says Black Fleet Ship, Cockpit Hab. So it's an attachment module by the look of that.
Blown away by the amount of stuff you can do.
Celestial, Dragonfire, you know, you've got your credits, vendor credits. You've got the ship overview with everything there, reactor crew, shield jump. I don't know what PAR stands for, balance. It tells you the value of the vessel, the mass, fuel hull capacity.
You can buy a ship.
I'm sure you can find something you like.
Customize and upgrade that ship. And hire a crew to keep it up and running. And it all starts in spaceports. Every spaceport has a ship technician where you can purchase, sell, and modify ships.
Anything I can help?
I like that level of availability and accessibility to be able to customize, modify, change, sell, swap, buy ships. Like, hopefully that means almost anywhere. And then just having a look at the dialogue here. My ship needs repairs. I'd like to view and modify. Let me see what ships you have for sale. Where did you say I could sell things? Where can I go if I need more crew for my ship? Like, I like the ship and ship associated dialogue here with this person.
Help you with?
Maybe you start off with a speedy fighter that's perfect for bounty hunting. Then you might round out your ship roster with a hulking space freighter to run cargo missions.
So where he says ship roster, and based on earlier visuals, I'm hoping we can own multiple ships, right? Because earlier it showed 1 of 9, so I'm hoping that we can have at least up to 9 ships. I think that would be really cool.
Or even do a little smuggling. For now, though, we're going to take our starting ship, the Frontier, and make some changes.
So already we know what ship we're just getting straight out the gates, which is the Frontier. So this is their iconic, this is their classic ship.
You can customize and upgrade everything.
Like, look at that. You've got the cowling, shield generator, weapons, cockpits, cargo, reactors, and you can like swap and add and upgrade.
You see here. And you have two ways to do that. You can quickly upgrade individual systems like your weapons or shields, or you can deep dive and enter the ship builder mode. Here you can change anything from the systems to the look and layout.
This is wild to me that there's this level of customization and like how easy it is to modify everything. I will definitely give this a chance, like build the deep dive building, but I feel like for convenience, I'm probably going to end up just being like oh, there's a ship, let's just upgrade bits and pieces. But I definitely do like that there's both of those paths.
New habitat module can give you more room for crew. Adding cowling can change your ship's overall silhouette. An improved grav drive allows for longer distance space jumps.
And you'll also notice there's different manufacturers of different space equipment as well.
You can even fully customize your paint job to get the exact look you want.
That's probably more what I'm going to do.
Parts you choose to build with don't just affect your ship's stats. They'll also affect what you can do inside your ship. You can have modules for crafting, or for storing and displaying your weapons.
Like, look at those weapons though. There's like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 weapons on those racks, 1, 2 in the cases. I'm definitely going to be a display my weapons kind of space traveler.
Starfield's in-game ship manufacturers bring their own look and feel to every piece of your ship.
Which I also love. It's very, I think if you recall in Borderlands, each brand of gun manufacturer's gun had like unique traits to that manufacturer.
From living quarters to cargo holds, mess halls, and control rooms. Our modified Frontier is a practical ship, but with a little creativity, your ship can look like almost anything you want.
It's a bit odd, but one of my favorite ways of customizing ships is I make them look like animals. The HMS Platypus, as I called it, where it had a giant tail to it. And we've done spiders, we've done mechs. So it's really whatever your imagination is.
And what
Optimus Primal, ready for space exploration.
while you can build your home among the stars the way you want to, you're probably not the only person who will call your ship home.
Ready to lift off when you are, Captain.
Engines ready.
The Frontier is fueled and ready, Captain.
Some of the members of Constellation can join you on your journey. These companions can serve on your crew, and they'll always be there when you travel.
We'll be traveling together until we either find an artifact or this lead runs dry.
So I do like this. I think that's what they're about to explain, that each crew member has their own like skills and ranks as well. So it looks like she's rank 4 in skill astrodynamics, rank 3 in skill lasers, rank 2 in skill leadership, and rank 1 in skill botany. So you can probably like mix and match companions to get the properties that you want out of your ship.
Each companion comes with their own valuable skills for your ships and outposts, as well as unique quest lines. Eventually, some friendships might blossom into romance.
So that's what we were touching on earlier, that there's 4 romanceable companions and they're your constellation companions.
I don't know that I've ever really loved anyone except you.
And if you're looking for a little extra help on your ship, you can always hire additional crew at spaceports.
Got any room on your ship for someone like me?
You'll also meet potential crew members out in the world.
Still think there might be a spot for me on your ship? I gotta get off this rock.
Assign crew.
I like that you can bump into crew out in the wild, just randomly exploring. And I like that there's a variety of crew. And you can see here all ship, current outposts, and outposts. So you can crew your ships and your outposts. That right there, I love this display, this UI. It tells you which companion you're looking at, and it tells you what skills they have and what rank each skill is and where they're assigned to. Like, that right there is, like, I feel like a really nice piece of UI design. It's so comprehensive in the information it gives you, yet so simple.
To your ship or outposts, and their unique skills will affect how they run. And just like companions, most crew members can lend a hand in the field. Take Bosco, for instance.
He's designed around the core basics of a NASA machine.
Please avoid getting shot. You might die.
I still wanted to give it almost a humanoid personality, so I elongated the limbs. This tends to make him feel more human-like and give him a little personality.
It is a shame exploration requires so much bloodshed.
Using the shipbuilding tools and crew selection features in Starfield, you'll be able to build and captain the ship of your dreams.
So what ship are you going to build? Because I am undecided. I definitely want to try and build the SS Normandy from Mass Effect. I definitely want to try and build similar to like an X-Wing or maybe even a Star Destroyer from Star Wars. I would love to build the Falcon, maybe even the NCC Enterprise from Star Trek, the Vipers from Battlestar Galactica, like so many famous spaceships that I want to try and build in this game, and I hope that I can.
And now, let's take to the sky.
So my question, that sounded a lot like the Millennium Falcon taking off, actually. My question here, though, is planets, right? When we're landing, when we choose where we want to land, and yeah, where we want to land, do we manually pilot it down, or does it automatically do it? And vice versa. So when we take off, do we automatically take off, or do we pilot it out? I suspect it's automatic. Oh, this looks so good.
We're putting you in the cockpit of your very own space.
Like, look at that cockpit too. I'm so glad that we're like getting to pilot this thing. There's so many like switches and dials and words and numbers. Like, what does it all mean?
Spaceship and telling you that you can do pretty much anything. And that is really cool for us as developers.
I mean, it's really cool for us as gamers.
Spaceflight should be exciting and dangerous, and you should feel like you're in complete control every step of the way. We've extended that sense of control to ship combat. It's not about just hitting your triggers to fire your weapons. It's a complex dance between your piloting skills and our power allocation system. Boosting power to your...
So you can see there that you've got a maximum power as well. So currently you're using 6 out of your 14 power. So hopefully as you upgrade, you gain access to more power to be able to do more with the same ship. I feel like if you upgrade your lasers, right, it will increase the ranks of lasers that you can go. So right now the maximum laser level on this one is 6. And I feel like if you upgrade your lasers, you might go up to 10 or 15 or something, right? But obviously you also need to upgrade your maximum power, which is currently at 14, to get the most out of the upgraded lasers, shields, all that sort of stuff.
Your engines will make your ship faster. Powering up the grav drives will shorten the amount of time it takes before you can make a jump.
I like, so he said before the time you can, before you make the jump, right? But what we were just hearing is that while they were making the jump, they were putting more power into the grav drive and it was decreasing the countdown in real time. I like that. I like that you don't have to do it all before you hit the grav jump. You can hit grav jump and then change power.
And moving your power to your weapons and shields means you're ready for a fight.
Yeah.
You should always be on your toes because
you're not alone out there.
I think that's cool. They literally just jump in and they're like, hi, and then they go you.
Unlocking the targeting control system skill will allow you to zero in on specific subsystems of the ship you target.
I think that's really neat. You'll be able to knock out the shields, or you'll be able to knock out their grav drive, maybe. I can't see it here, though. I don't know what PAR and MSL is. But obviously, engine shields. Oh, and grav. Yeah, GRV. Duh.
After destroying an enemy ship, you can loot the remains from your cockpit. You can always turn any ship that engages you into scrap.
What's that skill over there? Ballistic weapon systems. Deal 1,000 damage to enemy ships with ballistic weapons.
But you can also take a more personal approach by docking with the enemy vessel and boarding their ship.
I'm gonna board every friggin' ship I see.
Once you've taken control of an enemy ship, it's yours.
Hell yeah.
Add it to your fleet and retrieve.
So see there at the top how it says ship 4 of 9? So I'm hoping that means we have at least, like, we can get a fleet of at least 9, but maybe 9 is the maximum. But I'm sure they wouldn't show us the maximum just yet, right? But I love that we have a fleet. We can have multiple ships, so different ships for different roles.
Leave it at any spaceport. But space is way more than fighting for your life. Just like when you're planetside, there are plenty of sights to see and stops to make on the way to your next adventure. Like these massive star yards.
Star yards might just be like one of my favorite like sci-fi space, you know, things.
The halls, talk to the crew, maybe get talked into buying a whole new ship.
A civilian in my star yard. Let's see about getting you a proper ship.
Hell yeah.
One worthy of you.
Maybe you'll dock with a
Like, look at that fleet.
gigantic battleship like the UC Vigilance.
What, and as a civilian just get to walk the halls of these military vehicles?
Or rub elbows with the galaxy's wealthy elite on a cruise ship fit for the stars. There are plenty of personal encounters to be had as well. You can hail any ship you come across to trade, swap info.
Let's trade. Piracy. I want everything in your cargo hold right now. Anything you can tell me about the United Colonies? Heard anything interesting? So what's going on there? Speed, balance, MSL, laser, boost. So that's my own things. The UC Narcissus. 5,415 meters away. Yeah, okay.
Or maybe even commit an act of piracy.
Let's do this.
When I'm playing, I generally go crazy. I definitely go like the more piracy routes. I want to take over ships. I'm gonna board ships. I'm like, this is now mine. I steal all the sandwiches and put them, you know, in my cargo hold that I have specifically for sandwiches.
I wonder if we can do that. And look, ooh. These sandwiches have 3 slices of salami. Oh my god. I hope it's hot salami because that shit's delicious.
I want to play the hero, but I want to go out and just start taking things from people as quickly as possible.
Some strangers might be looking for a little human connection in the darkness of space.
Hello, stranger. I just finished cooking up some food. If you want to come on over, just pop on by.
Literally actually named Grandma though. Like, let's make a pact here and now. No one herds Grandma. Just straight up. No one do it.
Some of the best moments are the ones you discover on your own. The thing I love most about Starfield is that it is a Bethesda game through and through. It's really about going to strange new places, meeting interesting people, and getting sidetracked on zany adventures. Then, realizing 2 hours later that you're involved in a completely new story.
You're human.
I don't know what she expected. You're human. And I'm like, there's other, like, that to me says there's other things out there, which is obvious because of all the creatures we've seen, but like other sentient life forms out there as well.
We thought we were the only ones to leave Earth.
That DNA is so present here. It's in our random encounters, it's in our handcrafted quests, and it feels so cool to play it and just make your own path in this universe. There are over 1,000 planets out there, just waiting for you to visit. We want you to feel like explorers.
Like, I haven't even played this game and I already feel like an explorer. Like, I'm just,
Breaking ground on new planets, exploring every inch of a mostly untouched galaxy. We want you to feel hopeful. We want you to feel this sense of awe and wonder. And sometimes, a little fear. We're giving you a massive playground and a ton of toys, and just setting you free.
In every one of our games, we always put so much care into all those little details that breathe life into our worlds.
and that's what I've been saying throughout this entire video so far, is that like, just it's the little things that make it look so good.
But Starfield isn't just a Bethesda Game Studios world, it's a Bethesda Game Studios galaxy. So why go this big with Starfield? Because we want to give you freedom on a galactic level. The freedom to experience both the exciting planets and the quiet ones. Scanning a planet before you land is a great way to get a sneak peek at the available resources you can use for crafting, building, and customizing.
I want to know what that was there that just changed the color spread over the planet, like how it was colored and then it was monochrome and then it was colored again. I want to know what that was about.
I think what's cool about this whole system that we generate the planet itself as a procedural content, but the handcrafted content itself comes as the player explore. Our system builds the planet as the player approaches it. We stitch together a block of terrain. After that, we have the system that adds interesting locations for the player to explore, creatures to encounter.
I like how you can literally just boost away.
And plants to pick up. It allows us to add that touch of environmental storytelling that Bethesda is known for.
Aggressive creatures have been disrupting our experiments. Their habitat isn't far from here. If you could take care of them for us, we would be in your debt.
So even if your friends were to visit the same planet that you had, you would have a different story to tell.
Which is just insane when you think about it, that you and I could both go to Tau Ceti 3, but we would have different experiences. Because whilst they'd probably look like the same planet, different things are going on in our own game file. Like, that's just nuts. I really like that as well, that the boost packs can malfunction and launch and explode. Like, I feel like there's an angle for being like a specialist attack from behind kind of killer as well. I really liked that on-the-fly weapon switching. Of course, the Malay. Legendary items, okay? Like, I'm very, very excited that there's multiple ranks of items, and this is a legendary item. Incendiary calibrated deep mining space helmet, right? So it's got physical damage reduction, it's got energy damage reduction, it's got EM damage reduction, thermal, airborne, corrosive radiation, mass value, technician. Minus 15% damage from robot enemies, which I think is really cool. Hacker +2 maximum auto attempts that can be banked while hacking, and incendiary 10% chance to ignite nearby attackers. Like, I almost feel like there's obviously traditional Fallout, Skyrim elements of customization here, but almost Diablo-esque, I want to say, builds that are possible.
It's completely up to you how you want to interact with each planet, whether you want to explore and see what you can find.
Tell me that that creature is not an alien platypus, all right? Just, it's good to see Australia represented in some way. Now, I'd love to get my voice lines in there. I'd love to get some Australian, ochre Aussie voice lines in there. How's it bloody going, mate? But I'll settle for an alien platypus on 2, maybe 4 legs. It's bipedal by the looks of that. It's very T-Rexy, but very platypusy.
Harvest resources and be on your way? Or simply take in the views?
I will be doing a lot of taking in the views. Like, look at that. Look at the sun setting and the shadow and the shade being cast across the landscape and the haze and sort of fog coming up from the...
With the help of your scanner, you'll chart the uncharted and discover exotic wildlife.
If you have the skills, you can even figure out that certain creatures and plants, you can build an outpost and produce resources from those plants and animals. You can get experience and rewards for fully surveying planets and fully surveying a whole system.
The completionist in me is going to want to survey everything, like everything.
When we were concepting these creatures, we really wanted to think of them as natural to the environment.
This is going to be one of the coolest creatures, and I love that they've given us like a zoomed in look at this. Like, you can see the scales, you can see the imperfections, you can see, you know, the nostrils in the bill, like in the beak and in front of the eyes, the claws in the wings, the feet tucked up under it. Like, I love the detailed view of this creature.
We didn't want alien monsters, we wanted native wildlife. Something you've never seen before.
When it comes to our exteriors, when the sun moves, all that light is calculated in real time through the atmosphere. Our biggest goal for lighting with Starfield was to make the game feel more filmic, to use lighting.
And honestly, they've done it. This bit reminds me of Fallout 4 when you go to the heavily radiated areas. There's like a quest that takes you to an underpass just outside the radiated zone. It looks and feels very, very similar to that. I love it.
And color to really make it feel more cinematic.
Like, for all of the environments out there that I've been loving, it's all like, you know, planetary landscapes. A simple cave. Like, a cave even looks great. With the, what do they call it? The bioluminescent fungi? I don't know. It just looks good. The first time I saw this, I thought they were nuclear reactors. And then I was like, no, wait, they're not. This is going to be one of my favorites, the alien artifact. Like, this looks like an alien artifact, 110%. Gorgeous. That should be the hero shot of Starfield. That.
After some exploring, you can find a spot to set up a base camp. Outposts can be built almost anywhere on any planet. And the habitat modules come in all shapes and sizes, filling all different purposes. You can even live in them. Assign crew and companions to work at your outposts for added bonuses, and set up extractors to harvest resources while you're away.
This sounds really exciting. I'm really looking forward to getting hands-on with outposts and seeing what they can do.
Something cool we have this time is we have a new fly cam where you can toggle between on-foot building.
So you can see at the top left there that it's got like resource requirements to build what it is you want. It looks very similar to the Fallout 4 sort of build system. Over there on the right, you know, it's got what you can and can't build. Obviously, you can see there's like 10, 11 tabs that you can cycle through. You can rotate, adjust height. It tells you the cargo limit, the crew, the power.
Or you can now use a top-down isometric camera, which helps plan out larger parts of the outpost and placing those larger halves. So that way you can really plan your structures and what the overall feel of your outpost is. And then when you're on your feet, you can really decorate and fine-tune things much easier.
So it's like 2 levels of builder, same as you've got with the ship, except this 2 levels, you've got the macro perspective and the micro perspective, and the macro perspective being the top-down overall outpost, and the micro being within each room. That's probably one of my favorite outposts.
Add crafting and research stations.
Like, this is really, really exciting. Being able to not only build an outpost, but customize, research, improve it.
In your outpost to utilize any resources you find or already have.
Mod your weapons to adapt them to your playstyle. Different weapon sights and scopes, larger magazines, a selection of grips and barrels.
And I like that it tells, like, selection of grips and barrels, selection of ammunitions. I like that it tells you all the positive and negative changes.
Different ammunition like explosive rounds. All you stealth players out there will surely need a suppressor. You can also choose to go hands-on with melee weapons.
I think it's always a delicate balance between like what's realistic, what's sim, and what's Hollywood. And I think we sort of err on the side of like what's fun for the player.
And honestly, I love that so much, because at the end of the day, it's a Bethesda game through and through, as I've said several times, so we know the story is going to be good. And by the looks of this, the world is going to be good. So I feel like if we're not having fun in all of that, then it's wasted. But if we are having fun, hence the focus on the fun, everything's going to come together. Like, I'm so, so hopeful for this game.
With Starfield, we've completely overhauled our combat. It's more dynamic, the animations are more fluid.
I also want to point out that there's like those cryo frost effects. Like, just before we got to see someone get cryoed, so there's maybe elemental effects as well.
It just feels great.
We probably have more mods and more weapons in this game than I want to say any other game we've done before. There's a lot of variety.
Upgraded gear is just one of the many factors to pay attention to when engaging in combat. You may need to switch things up based on your environment.
Nice.
Gravity is different for each planet.
I freaking love this, that gravity is different, right?
And boost packs are excellent for getting around. And for giving you an edge in combat. Sometimes you'll even feel like you're flying. Zero gravity environments pose a different challenge. Firing a ballistic weapon in zero-G will actually push you backwards. Energy weapons, on the other hand, offer a more stable shooting experience.
It's absolutely wild to me that they've gone to this level, because we know that's how it works in our real world, our real universe that we live and breathe. The ballistic will push you back and energy won't. Like, I love it.
We also have mag weapons. These are high-powered electromagnetic induction ballistic arrays. Each
Which just sounds so good.
barrel has its own targeting laser and can dish out some serious damage.
Like, look at that.
Whether you want to get up close and personal with your own two fists, Or you like more compact weapons like pistols and submachine guns. Or maybe you prefer something bigger. Starfield's got you covered.
I always feel like no two weapons have been the same that they've displayed tonight, except maybe this gun, the caseless that we keep seeing. The variety is just astronomical. And that's like a frost grenade or something, or mine. When it triggers, it freezes the opponent. So there's definitely at least ice elemental. I would suspect then that should potentially mean like fire and lightning and so on. Oh, oh God! the Varun robot model, the Roombas have taken over. That looks great. Oh, like, oh, my money says that that's part of the main scenario quest, the MSQ, the main story, right? And you'll reach a point, probably 3/4, maybe even the end, where it's got something to do with the alien artifact that we are, you know, trying to piece together. And it's somehow going to imbue us with this power to manipulate gravity.
Thanks again for being with us today. We are just so grateful that you've taken the time and spent it here.
I have watched this video so many times. Like, if Todd knew how many times I've watched this video now.
I know there was probably a lot to take in. There's a lot to the game, even more than we could show here. You know, as we play it, we're always sharing these unique and special moments that only a game like this can bring. When I think about what makes it special, it really...
I like what's on her desk. She's got the Fallout Boys, she's got the nuke bombs, she's got the like security bots, but also looks like the Elder Scrolls, the Dragonborn, while working on Starfield. Like, I think I love that a lot about game dev studios and Bethesda studios, is that it's all passionate gamers who are game devs creating these games.
is the people here. This game is a reflection of the incredible and passionate team that made it. All of them putting something special of themselves into it. So let's hear some of their favorite moments.
I love the way that our final combination of all the new tech has come together to create some of the most beautiful sunsets and sunrises we've ever had in any of our games.
They look gorgeous.
I love the creatures, the exploration, every biome is different. The word that comes to mind is vast.
I like to use our photo mode to take rockstar photos.
Okay, but photo mode, right? So like playing World of Warcraft, playing Final Fantasy 14. Final Fantasy 14 has G-Pose, which is like fully customizable, like a photo shoot suite in it. I hope this is similar.
Just love that constant feel of discovery and wow, I can't believe that there's more here.
I'm most excited about our outpost building systems.
My favorite part is every time you step out on a planet, it's a unique experience.
You spend all this time building your ship, and you see it on the landing pad. These things are gigantic. It's the kind of thing that you just can't get anywhere else.
There's something about seeing a tower over in the distance and going, I know the gravity's low here. I think I can make that jump.
My favorite part is biomes, spaceships,
audio design,
planets,
The day-night cycle.
Those details matter to me.
Diplomacy, exploration, freedom,
the ending.
Basco.
obviously.
I love the robot so much.
The incredible amount of worlds we created.
Sniper rifles, come on.
Lever action, rocket launcher.
Brain sprout. I love, but some people might find creepy. I don't know. I know what's right, Ben. The thing that I enjoy most about the game is the freedom to be who you want to be, do what you want to do. It's what you've come to expect from a Bethesda title, but on a much bigger scale.
On behalf of all of us, we can't wait for you to play Starfield and make your own special moments.
Let's go. Good luck, Constellation. You are go for launch.
I am so freaking excited for this game. Every time I watch that, I am just pumped. There's so much to look forward to. The skills, the ranks, the companions, the character creation, the customization. It feels like it's so deep and so vast. And I'm really looking forward to the MSQ because I strongly suspect it has to do with the alien artifacts that obviously we saw earlier on in the piece, with Constellation being like, ooh, you know, there's a sentient force out there and it's a piece and it's all coming together. I can't believe that it's a little over 60 days until we finally get it. I mean, this game has been trademarked now for nearly 10 years. It's been in development for over 8 years. It's the first new IP from Bethesda in over 25 years. In case you couldn't tell, I'm very hopeful, I'm very excited, and I hope you join me on this journey. I'll be creating a lot more content about it, and I hope you'll stick around, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much.